First off, okay, Arc did their thing. When I first started BlazBlue Entropy Effect, I honestly expected a decent roguelite, and not much more. After around 2 hours with the game, I came away genuinely impressed. The first thing that stood out to me was the combat. It's incredibly fluid, fast, and satisfying. At times, it reminded me of games like Ghost Runner, which I love, and Fury, which was it's one of my favorite platinums of all time, where movement and timing feel just as important as dealing damage. Every encounter keeps you engaged, and the controls feel responsive from the very beginning. But what really surprised me was the character variety. So many to choose from, especially if you played Blaze Blue, the franchise, right? Like a lot of games claim that every character plays differently, but here it actually feels true. Switching characters doesn't just change a few abilities; it changes the entire experience. I'll give you an example. Ragnar. He is slower and focuses heavily on draining health from enemies to stay alive. You have to think more carefully about positioning and resource management. Then there's my favorite, Jin, who quickly became, my main character of this trial. His gameplay revolves around shields, timing, and parries, rewarding precision and patience, like Virgil, right? He really has the slices that define Virgil, but the differences between the two characters are so massive, and that's what makes experimenting with new playstyles so enjoyable. Like the woman with the gun, which I forget the name. Like she's so aggressive, but plays totally different from Jin and Ragnar. Another highlight was the boss design. The bosses are visually impressive. Their attacks are readable, so it's fair, and each fight feels like an actual challenge, rather than just a giant health bar. Every encounter pushed me to adapt and learn, which is exactly what I want from a roguelike. The story, it impressed me. It also deserves a mention because while it isn't the main reason to play the game, it did manage to grab my attention. The narrative is presented through visual novel style sequences, with character portrait, that's a difficult word, and dialogue choices. So far, the choices don't seem to drastically change the experience, but they add personality and help build the world. Yeah, it makes you wonder. Hmm, so everybody is saying that Dr. Mercurius or whatever is the greatest of them all, and that's why they follow her to this project. But then you asked, but why is she the greatest? No one can give you a clear answer. Cool, right? Cool. Like, what is happening? So, yeah, I cannot wait to unveil that. Now, one concern that some players may have is whether the trial gives enough time to understand the game properly. And honestly, I think it does. In 2 hours, I already had a clear idea of the combat, the character variety, the boss design, and the overall structure. This is the kind of trial that actually works because it just doesn't show you a tutorial. It gives you enough of the real gameplay loop to know if the game is for you. I went into this trial expecting to test a stylish roguelite. I left genuinely wanting to play more. And for a PlayStation Plus trial, that's probably the strongest recommendation I can give to a game. So, yeah, I would say 8.5, close to 9 out of 10. Incredible. Try it.
And it's not higher because like every roguelite, you have that when you lose, right? You have to go and do it all over again. And I did encounter some repetition of losing to a boss and going back to the boss I defeated before, and I did that 3 to 4 times. I was like, okay. But every roguelite has that problem. So, yeah, 8.5. I totally recommend it.